Well, he was a television newsman who was once famously described as the most trusted man in America. And many of you may have tuned in to Walter Cronkite's broadcasts, but his personal story is a journey and one that we travel across the countryside for with Andrew McCrae.
Oh yeah, so then where was the Kennedy?
Dom DeBrincat is a professor of history at Missouri Western State University. One of his favorite stories of the past is a broadcaster with roots right here in this town.
Walter Cronkite is St. Joseph, Missouri's most favorite son. He was born here. He spent his first 6 months here.
While 6 months as a baby may not sound significant, St. Joe was always important in Cronkite's life, as his grandparents lived in town, and one of his first radio broadcasting jobs was with the station just down the road in Kansas City. He was a war correspondent during World War II, and by 1950 had joined CBS television. He soon became one of the most respected journalists on screen. Many called him the most trusted man in America.
Cronkite had the advantage that journalists don't have today, which is 3 television networks as opposed to a 24-hour stream. He had 30 minutes to communicate to people.
Dom says Cronkite's fact-based reporting and Midwestern sensibility helped him gain the trust of television viewers. Over the decades, Cronkite delivered some of the world's most important news, both good and bad, to his audience.
Where President Kennedy lay after being taken from the Dallas street corner where he was shot, say that he is dead.
He was at the heart of America's most famous broadcast moments, whether it was Kennedy's assassination, the space race. He was there.
Perhaps it's not fair to compare today's television reporters to Cronkite. Times have changed, yet his work is still an example of great broadcasting.
Can you imagine calling any of our journalists today the most trusted man or woman in America? We deliberately select our news based on our political beliefs more often than we do on who's delivering it.
Cronkite delivered the news with his standard send-off each night.
And that's the way it is. Friday, March 6, 1981.
The Memorial and Museum here on campus has Cronkite's work desk, some of his Emmy Awards, and lots of video clips of his decades reporting the news. Dom says there's one highlight of most visitors' tours to the memorial.
The newsroom is our favorite part of the exhibit. It is a replication of the studio. We have all of our guests who come through, whether they're touring themselves or whether we're giving these tours. We always make sure they sit at the desk.
And while times have changed, it's certainly our goal to learn from Cronkite and share stories with integrity with the American public. And that's the way it was, traveling the countryside in St. Joseph, Missouri. I'm Andrew McCrae.
You can watch and hear more of Andrew's travels at AmericanCountryside.com. Thanks, Andrew. Well, the hop crop and the battle to find crop insurance, that's customer support next.